this is Vijit, and today I am going to show you a complete JavaScript code. This is a basic JavaScript code. So first we have to see how to run the JavaScript code. To run JavaScript code, inside VS Code we have opened a JS folder, and in this JS folder we will write one file is called, you can name whatever you want. I'll write app.js. You can write whatever name you want, and another file called HTML file. You can name this whatever you like. I read index.html. You can see I have created two files. One is app.js, one is index.html, and in the index.html we'll write basic boilerplate code of HTML and link this JavaScript file with this HTML file. To link this, we'll write script src, and in the SSI we'll write app.js. Now we have linked HTML file with this app.js. Now we'll write basic JavaScript code. Now to print anything on the screen, we have to write console.log, and then here hello world. Now this is our first JavaScript program. Inside console.log you can write whatever you want. Inside console.log we have write a hello world. That means this is printing on the screen. You can write whatever you want. Now to run this, we have to go to this, expand this, and right click on this index.html file, and then here copy path, and we have to go to this browser and paste it. Now you can see, now we cannot see anything because we have to go to the console. To go to the console, you can, there is a keyboard shortcut. You can write Ctrl Shift and I, and you can also do right click and then inspect. Here we have to now I'll zoom out a little bit so that you guys can see. Here in the console, here you have to go to this console. I'll zoom out. Here you can see the hello world is printed. Now we'll see another modern way to write JavaScript file. Now to run JavaScript we need we need Node.js, which is a JavaScript runtime environment which converts JavaScript file into machine understandable code. So we have to delete all this. We write Ctrl and Shift delete. We'll delete all this file, and we have to download the Node.js. To download Node.js, we have to go to nodejs.org. This. Now there is nodejs.org, and you have to download this LTL version. You can click here and it will download the Node.js. I have already downloaded. Now I'll open. You can click here, double click on it. I have already installed. You have just need to double next. You can click next, and this will install for you. Close it out. Now the Node.js is installed. I'll finish it. Now to check Node.js is installed or not, we have to write cmd. You can open command prompt. Here you can see I have opened command prompt. Now you have to write node -- version. If you see any number here, this means the Node.js is installed. It is the Node.js version you have installed, 14.16.0. Now we'll close it. Our Node.js is installed. Now we'll write JavaScript code. Now we don't need this browser. We'll close it. Now we'll create a file, JavaScript file here. Now we'll click a file in app.js. You can name this file whatever you want. Now go to terminal and click on new terminal, or you can press Ctrl J. This is a shortcut to open terminal. Here you can see the terminal is opened. you can press Ctrl J or Ctrl tilde sign, or you can go to terminal and new terminal, and the terminal is open. To clear this terminal screen, we will write CLS and enter. Now the terminal screen is cleared. Always now we'll write a basic JavaScript code. What we have wrote console.log, and here we'll write hello world and press a semicolon. You can use semicolon or not, it's totally your choice. You can remove it. Now to run this code, we have to go to the terminal and then write node and then the file name, whatever you file you have created. I'll write app.js and then enter. Here you can see the hello world is printed. Now the how the console log is work, this double quotes, or you can use single quotes. I will show you with single quote. You can see hello world is printed. You can use double quotes or single quote. Now inside this double quote or single quote, it is called a string. But if you write a number, let's say 12 without quote, it is a number in JavaScript. Now we'll see data types. Now this 12 is number and this is a string, and there is also data type called Boolean, which is two values, one is true and another one is false. These are Boolean data type values. Boolean data type has only true and false. I'll close it. Now we'll see variable. A variable, you can think like it is a box, and inside box we put values and we give the box a label, and later we can refer the box with the label. Now to create variable, we have to write var. It means we want to declare a variable, and the variable name, we will give the name is first name. Whatever name you want, you can give this here, but you have to write this var and space and then variable name and equal to, and what value you want to put inside the first name. We want to put John here. This means the first name refer to this John. Now if you want, now inside console.log, we want to print this John. To print or refer this John, we have to write first name inside this. And if we run this code, you can see John is printed. But if you use double quotes or single quote here, this will not a variable name, this is a string. That's why the first name is printed. Here you can see the first name is printed. Now to add a number into a variable, we will use num, and then here we can write 12. Now this is a number and this is a string, I have told you. Now if you want to print this, we want to print num. Here you can see 1 to 2 is printed. Now we'll see operators. Now you can add numbers, and you can add numbers. To add numbers, we'll use, let me show you, console.log, and here we want to add 2 numbers. Now we'll see how many operators in JavaScript. So to do there is a plus which is to add, and minus to subtract, and star to multiplication, and this slash to divide, and there is another operator which is percentage, which is to find the remainder. Now let's see this. Now I'll create two variables. One is var num1, I'll write a, and this will 12, and var b, I'll write 4 here. Now I want to declare another variable var c with a plus b. What is happening here? We have declared a with 12 and b with 4. Now here a and b is adding. We'll write 12 plus 4, and this 12 plus 4 is storing inside this c variable. Now we want to print this c. To print this, we'll write console.log, and then we'll write c here. Now here you can see this 16 is printed. Now if you want to subtract this, we want to write this minus sign, and you will run this. You can see the 8 is printed. Now if you want to multiplication, you can do this with star 48 and slash to divide a by b. Now if you run this, you can see 3. Now there is another operator I have told you, which is percentage, which is to find the remainder of the. Now you can see 0, because the remainder is 0 now. Now I have another thing to forget you to mention, that there is another thing which is called comment. Now if you write double slash and then write whatever you want, this is not executed because this is a comment in JavaScript. To write a comment, we will write double slash and then whatever comment you want. This is very helpful when you have a very long code base. Where you can see 0 is printed, this code is not executed. If you write console log here and write, this code is not executed because this is a comment. Now we'll see. Now we'll see Boolean operators. I have told you the Boolean operators are two values, which is true and false. If you write true and equals to false, what is going to print? Let's see. Here you can see false is printed because true and false are not equals. See this carefully. To assign variable, we write one equal sign, and to check whether this and this is same, we use double equals. We have also triple equals, but I will show you triple equals in another video. Now if you write true here, what is going to print? This print true because these both are true. If you write 2 here and here 2 also, if you run this, here you can see the 2 is printed because 2 equals to 2. But if you write 3 here, then you can see the false is printed because 2 not equals to 3. We have another operator which is not equal to. We write exclamation sign and then equals. If you run this, you can see the true because 2 not equals to 2. But if you write 2 equals to 2, then we get false because 2 not equals to 2. This operator is helpful when you use if-else statement. Let's see how if-else statements work in JavaScript. Now there are some conditions when you want to execute a certain code when the condition is true. We'll do this by this. We write if and then we write condition, and if this condition is true, then this block of code is executed. Now if you write true here, this means this condition is true, then this code is printed, then this block of code is executed. We write here a console log, and here we write condition true. Now if you run this will print this true, but here if you write false, this means the condition is false, then this code is not executed. Now there is also a keyword called else. Whenever this condition is false, then the else block is executed. We write else, and then here we'll write another console log, and here we write false. And if you run this, here you can see condition false is printed. Because this condition is false, then this block of code is executed. If this condition is true, then this block of code is executed. Now let's here give it a true and check this. Here you can see the true condition true is printed, because this statement is true and this block of code is executed, and this block will not execute. Now there is also a else if statement. I will show you here. If you print here if, else if, and then braces, and you write here another true, or you can give condition here. Here we write another condition true. If you run this and say condition true, because this condition printed and this not printed. If you write here false here, another condition is true. If we write else here, and here we write false, and we run this. Here you can see another condition is true, but if you write false here also, you can see condition false is printed. Now we'll see how to give. Let's say we have a variable with var a equals to 2 and var b equals to 2. Now I want to check this. If these two variables are true, then we want to, let me remove this. Now here you can see I have declared two variables a and b with the value of 2. Now you want to check these two values is true or not. You want to check if these two values are same, then we want to execute this line. To do this, we will write a equals to b. That means if a equals to b, if we run this, you can see condition 2 is printed, because a and b are both values are, a and b is both values are same. That's why this is printing. And if we write here 3, now if we run this, there you can see this is false. Now there is also another operator which is called Boolean Operators, which is and or. I will show you. And operator, we have to write double ampersand sign, and if we write a, let me remove this. Here and we have to write here and here. Now here we will write true, and here we write false. If you run this, you can see condition false is printed, because we have to satisfy both the conditions. We have to, if this is true and this is also true, then this condition 2 is printed. But if you write false here and here also false and run this, you will see condition false is printed. We have to satisfy both the conditions to run this block of code. Now there is another operator which is OR, which is, now run this. Here you can see false is printed, but if you see here, if only one condition is satisfied, then this block of code is executed. Now there is true is printed. You read false here and true here. And this block of code will not execute if both the conditions are false, and in other cases this will execute it. Now we will see. Now we will see loops in JavaScript. Let's say we have a variable a with 1 first value, and we want to let's say we want to print 1 to 5. How we'll do this? We have to write console log in 5 times to do this, but using loops you can write this in much simpler way. To do this we have to write a equal to 1. Now we'll while. Now you have to give a condition here. We write a greater than and equal to, a less than and equal to, less than and equal to 5. Now whenever a less than or equal to 5, then this block of code is executed. Here we write console.log and we want to print a. Now if you run this code, you can see 1 1 1 1 is printing. This is because we are not incrementing 1. And first here we have set it a with 1, and then we are checking a less than or equal to 5. This is true and a is printing, and then we are not incrementing the a. That's why this code is executed all the time. Now to increment this, we write a equals to a plus 1. Now if you run this, you can see 1. You can see, let me expand this. Wait. Here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 is printed. Now we'll see for loops. In the for loop we have to write for, and then here statement 1, write var a equals 1, initial value of the variable, and then we want to give a condition equal to 5, and then we want to increase the a with 1. Now we want to print the a. Now if you run this, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 is printed. Here we have to give this statement 1, and here is statement 2, and there is a condition which we want to satisfy. Now a equal to a plus 1, we have a much simpler way to do this. We'll write a plus plus. This means a equal to a plus 2, a plus 1. Now if you run this, the same output is given. There is also minus minus here. Now we'll see how to write array in JavaScript. To add array, array is like a set. You can think it is like a set in the mathematics. Now to add array, we'll write var and then give array name. We write add, and then to write brackets, and here we'll write we'll specify values. Let's say we write 1 10 and 20 30 and 40 then 50. Now here you can see I have 5 elements in the array. Now in the array the indexes start from 0. this is 0, and this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. Now let's print this here. Here you can see the whole array is printed, but we want to print only this 20. To do this, we'll write array and then 1, because array index are start from 0. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Now if you run this is printing 20. Now if you want this 20 and this we want to add this 20 with this 30. To do this, we'll write another variable with sum, and then we'll write array 1 plus, and then plus addition array, and then 2. Now if you want to print sum, you can see this, you can see 50 is print, because this 20 and 30 are adding, we are adding here. Now we'll see the how to write functions in JavaScript. Let's say I want to greet a user, the console.log. Let's say hello John. Now if you run, you can see hello John is printed. But if you want we want to print many names here, how can do this? We have to write this here. We have to write other names like Kevin. Here you can see we have to write many console log statement to do this, but we have a much simpler way to do this. We'll write functions are a group of JavaScript statement which we want to execute. We have to do function and then give a function name, let's say msg, and here we will give a parameter, and here console log. Now you can see these names are changing. Now we'll remove these names. Here you can see hello, and then we'll write plus and then name. Now here this is a parameter, and this name will be replaced by whatever value we will give this to message. Now if you call message, and then here we write John and call this. If you run this, here you can see hello John is printed, because in the this is a parameter, this name is parameter, and this John is going through this name, and name is referring to is John. Now if we write Oscar here, now you can see these two are printed, Oscar and John. Now if you want to declare a function which will add two numbers, how to do this? We'll write function, and then let's say this function name is sum, add numbers. Here we'll write a and b. Here we have two parameters, one is a, one is b. Now we want to add these two numbers and print in the screen. To do this, we'll write console.log a plus b. Now we have to just call this function. Now we have to put two numbers, because we have specified here two parameters. That's why we have to put here two numbers. We'll write 12 and then 2, 12 and comma and then 2, 3. We'll write 3. Let's run this. Here you can see 15 is printed, But if you want to call this many times, we'll write here 10 and 2. Here you can see 10, 12 and 15, 12 and 15 is printed. But if you don't want to console log this and want to return from this function something, we will do this by return a plus b. What this is doing, this is when we call this this function is adding a plus b and return the and return the value. Here if you run this is not printing anything because we have not console logged it yet. To do this, we write console.log and then call this function, and here you can see the 15 is printed. Now this is the basics. I will see you in the next video where I will talk about ES6 and some other advanced features of JavaScript. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.